It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Stephon Diggs. He's coming off one of the best weeks we'll ever see. Well over 200 yards receiving. It's the Bills and the Giants on Sunday night.
Autumn has come to upstate New York. Fall colors abound, and we welcome you inside Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. The Giants ready to go now on offense, and under center is the man in possession of a new contract for 2023 and beyond. In his 5th season now, Daniel Jones.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now, and right away, he lost the football. And one of the linebackers has got it. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Well, here come the Bills for their first possession, led out by their 27-year-old quarterback in year 6. It's Josh Allen.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
In his 7th season now, here's Alvin Kamara. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. You see the numbers last week for Davis. In the end, not enough to help get him the victory.
And as we look forward to this week, don't you just get the sense that he's going to get the ball a little bit more? I mean, that's just how it reads to me. I don't know how you're feeling about it.
Well, they talked about that with us this week. That's going to be a priority for them.
Give him the ball, let him do his thing.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. Back to throw. Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Allen now looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And the number of footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Yeah, this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on 4th. Here we go with Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. So they only needed a couple of feet there on 4th down, but they got more than that and then some as he takes this into the end zone.
And I love your description right there, right? 4th and short. They got that. No problem. Let's go ahead and get the rest of it. Finish it off in the end zone. Touchdown. Everyone goes away happy on that one.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now Jones. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Gregory Rousseau, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And Rousseau took the jump everyone hoped he would in his second season, doubling his sack total to 8, despite playing 4 fewer games than his rookie year.
Here's Jamie Gillendown, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And it's fielded at the 34. Good head down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning. Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. So, Charles, you look at this offense. What a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special? Touchdown! Alvin Kamara. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bills lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's polished off through the air with a touchdown to Alvin Kamara. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The New York set to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Throwing Jones. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. And Oliver, his second sack of the night.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. This is taken around the 12. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Bills to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. And meanwhile, Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
A catch and a first down from Stephon Diggs, one of the league's most consistently excellent receivers. 3rd straight season with over 100 catches and a near-career best of 11 touchdowns as well.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Kamara up the middle. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. You talk about this Giant defense. This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL. But it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test, going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
On first down, Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Misdirection is the key on this play. They line up with 3 receivers to the opposite side of the tight end, and they're all going to work their way across the field and let the tight end slip underneath against flow the other way. They're banking that he can get lost, and that's exactly what happened as they pick up the first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Fighting to stay upright. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long. And this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal. Because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Michael Pittman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills take a 3-touchdown lead. Tyler Bass now for the point after. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first. And he loses the football the 2nd time. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. Boy, very surprising. 2 lost fumbles for him, and we're still in the first quarter of play.
And you want to make a quick trip to the doghouse, maybe to the bench? Fumbled twice in the first quarter as he just did. Now you just wonder, is he going to be thinking about every time he touches the ball from here on out?
A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. 21-0 our score after 1. 2nd quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Throwing now is Allen. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. Here's Allen to throw it. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to me. Not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a third time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. The kickball pass is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm, meaning the sideline is protecting you? Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously the 4 points of pressure to make sure it's tucked firmly against your body so people can't pop it out.
Running again with Barkley on second down. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Man, that's a 3rd fumble for him now in this ball game. And you know the old saying, CD, once is a fluke, twice a coincidence, 3 times becoming a pattern.
3 times is a problem in this case because we've seen field goal kickers have days like this, quarterbacks occasionally. But how rare is it for us to see a running back lose it 3 times trying to carry it? I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he's just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays. I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the point.
He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs there to make the grab. And the Bills continue to pull away here in this first half. Bass on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown by Stephon Diggs. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Joe, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe. But I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back.
Barkley hit in the ball, pops free. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 78 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Not only an explosive play, but an explosive run. I mean, broken tackles along the way to pick up that yardage.
The way things kept churning for him, feet were moving, the legs were driving. Looks like someone who spent his offseason working on hill work, running through sand, all the things that you want to build up those leg muscles.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Allen. And his throw here's incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
The kick by pass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now out come the Giants. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke because, all right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On second down, here's Barkley. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a 1st and goal coming up here inside the 10-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out. And
he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Alvin Kamara on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And New York set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Back to throw. Jones. And that one complete to Hodgins. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Von Miller in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jones, a short throw pulled in by Bellinger. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Von Miller, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And he missed it. It's no good. And they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. A final shot before half for Allen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park, where the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Isaiah Pacheco, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we take the long trip back across the country, then across the pond. Check out the action in London. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. And then on Monday night, folks, you are in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the LA Chargers. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll start with a give to Kamara. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Brought down on the play by Kayvon Thibodeau.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
20 down the left sideline. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 44 yards. And the Bills just continue to roll. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. But this defense, they've looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Half jumbo.
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle is going to leave him about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer in the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Ryan Dable reaching for that challenge flag, and he's going to have the officials review this call. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Here's the call.
Ruling on the field.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Now those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, his Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Kayvon Thibodeau, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack. So on 4th down, off goes Allen. On comes Tyler Bass for the Buffalo field goal. And this one is right down Broadway. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Here's Jamie Gillen now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And it's taken in at the 9. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The football back to the Bills and Stephon Diggs. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Allen with a throw caught by Diggs. They have certainly looked his way in this third quarter. Another catch, and it's good for a first down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Give him 32 on the play.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 154 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key for.
And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Bills are pouring it on. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game. Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The New York set to take the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Jones now to throw on 2nd down. Jones hit and the ball's held. Now this is picked up by, and this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
From the 30 on second down, Jones only able to gain a couple there, and now it's 3rd and 3.
But he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The offense on third down tonight, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Jones.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he won't get close. Only a yard. 4th and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
21 yards. Well done on the return. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast because this game, well decided a long time ago.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
168 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national.
Touchdown, Bills! Stephon Diggs with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Bills add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The Giants going to take over again on offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And some room to work. And he'll be out right at the 35. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into...
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. He'll get this to the 40. Sweet little juke in there. Got him some extra yardage. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down. To the air, Allen. Stephon Diggs, an 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bills continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
Possession of the football going back over to the Giants. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that, plus 3.
To throw, it's Allen. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And Diggs has it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Here we go.
Kamara is in. Touchdown, Bills.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
To throw again on second down, Jones.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The offense on third down tonight, it has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Puts it on the carpet, it's out.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Trying to lay one up deep.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Here's Allen. Looking deep for Hilton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Flushed out right. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here. Looking for Knox on the crossing route. It's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards on the play. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week, and well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here, and they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
On second down, Kamara. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. Hunt will take this over the line. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off, as he did so with a touchdown run. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And New York set to take the field. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you miss.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Going down the middle, and it's complete. He's got room at the 30. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Bills, they remain as hot as anyone. 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.